Big changes could be on the way to make your child's classroom more inclusive.
However, as CBS 17's Holden Kurwicki found out today, the state's first black lieutenant governor is critical of a plan that he says seeks to rewrite history.
If you've ever sat in a social studies class, you may remember learning about slavery and Jim Crow. But Rebbe Curran of Equality NC says schools are leaving a lot out.
Historically, institutions have erased histories of marginalized groups, namely BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color, and LGBTQ.
That's why Curran is calling on the State Board of Education to revise their curriculum to include language and stories of groups who are often marginalized.
Proposed revisions to the K-12 social studies standards have included additions that encourage educators to discuss systemic discrimination, systemic racism, as well as gender identity.
These standards we're talking about, they're not divisive. They're not giving us cause to look at them.
Mark Robinson, North Carolina's first black lieutenant governor, has been a vocal opponent of the push to rewrite the history curriculum.
They point to calling our nation systemically racist, and I'm diametrically opposed to that.
We as families can talk about racism in a way that is meaningful and impactful, that doesn't make any person wrong.
While both sides of the debate seem willing to discuss their point of view,
And I'm not going to go along to get along.
While there are still attacks against our communities, we must continue to persist in this.
ultimately it will be up to the State Board of Education to decide what, if any, changes will be made. In Raleigh, Holden Kurwicki, CBS 17 News.